Okay, I need to talk about why this book, Assistant to the Villain, is getting like such really weird, polarizing reviews on Goodreads. Um, Now, color me naive, but I thought Goodreads was a place to go and just do like, run of the mill book reviews. Like, did you enjoy something? Did you not? Um, this, for some reason, is getting like the most weirdly massive hate from some people, and then from others like just 5 stars for like no reason, or like reasons I disagree with or whatever, right? So I don't want to harp on I'm not going to post this on TikTok because I don't want the creator to see it, because that's just like terrible. Assistant to the Villain, and it is by Hannah Nicole Mayer, I think I'm saying that right, and published by Red Tower Books, and it is a cute like little slow burn romance of it's like magical realism. It's set in like this alternate universe where like magic exists, but like people still work, and like there's still like ideas of feminism and other stuff, and like it's a magical realism, and it's sort of like like our same culture but like different. But like imagine if 1600s like Britain was had like women could work, right? So sort of that, but like people still had magic. And so one of the criticisms people had was that the world building wasn't good. I completely disagree. I think that the world building wasn't like, I feel like the world building wasn't Tolkien, which is fine. Like Tolkien was good, but also incredibly like so incredibly detailed that he lost a lot of people along the way, right? Like there are people who absolutely love Lord of the Rings and like nerd out about it, like Stephen Colbert, right? So like the difference between Stephen Colbert and like a normal human, not that I don't love Stephen Colbert, because I do, but what I mean is not every single book has to be Tolkien world building, right? This is a cute, fun, fast read. It's like 340 pages if you don't count the acknowledgments. It is a cute story of a girl who is like kind of awkward and has never, like she's had to fend for herself. Like she's always the girl who takes care of everyone else around her and all of these other things, right? And like, is the plot the most like spy level complex plot that the world has ever seen? No, it is a simple, cute, fun read with a slow burn romance in the background, and just some of the most beautiful poetry between the two love interests, right? Between the two characters. Absolutely love that. And like, it's irreverent and it's silly and it's fun. And I don't understand why people are hating on it so much. Someone described it as like YA. I do not see this book as YA. I see this as a very fun book that you take on a girls trip or with your friends and you drink wine, and or it's a thing like for me where I came home and it was an escape from the terrible like stress of the day, and it was just like, oh, what is going to happen next? What's going to happen next? And it was a really fast-paced, well-moving book in my opinion. Now, I could be totally wrong and people can have whatever opinion they want, but I don't think this book deserves the vitriol that it's getting on Goodreads. And I don't know if it's that Goodreads has just become like more vitriolic in general, but the thing that I hated was somebody said, TikTok has to stop convincing people that they have to write a book. It's like, well, if Book Talk is telling someone like, hey, we really want to read this, we really want it, right? Which this book came into fruition because the author is a creator on TikTok, and she was doing these like skits of a villain's assistant, and like the villain was secretly in love with her, and like the girl didn't know it all, but the girl was like secretly in love with him and all this stuff, right? So that's how it's all started. And to me, this is a lovely expansion of that. And if you were a fan of that series, then you'd be a fan of this book. If you're not a fan of that and you don't like that, then like don't pick it up. But to sit there and say like, oh, you know, book talk shouldn't convince people to write books. It's like, isn't that kind of the whole point of book talk? Like the whole point of social media, right, is to find your niche and find your audience. It might not be for you, but that doesn't mean that you have to go and like poo-poo everybody else. Like, you might say, I'm vapid for enjoying it. Like, okay, but you don't have to read it. You don't have to enjoy it. And like, that's fine if you don't like it. But I don't know, to just say like you don't like something because you think the trope or you think the genre isn't like to your taste, it's like, then why are you, unless you're like a professional reviewer, like why are you picking it up in the first place? That is my question. And then the funniest like review I saw was, it said the main character is cowbell. And my first thought was, more cowbell. More cowbell. Like that is the meme, right? More cowbell. And to me, Evie, the main character, is someone who is vulnerable, very neurodivergent coded, and just incredibly neurodivergent, and like even, I would say even maybe like autistically coded, but not in a like, I'm gonna hit you over the head way, right? This is I think people who are neurospicy can see themselves in this character. So I honestly would definitely recommend it to people who, one, love the slow burn romance, the like will they, won't they, people who like empowered female characters, and people who like round and vulnerable characters. I vehemently disagree with people who say like, oh, the characters are flat, and like, I don't think that's true at all. I think these are really subtly well-developed characters that are meant to evoke a sense of like, these are a group of people who are brought together by various circumstances, and they have a united front despite all of their differences, right? And so I don't understand the vitriol against this book. I don't understand the absolute just like bleh about it. I loved it. I liked it. I cannot wait to read the person's next one. I will not give any spoilers, so I can't wait to see what this author does next. So with that, bye lovelies.